I have a lot of statistics that I thought were pretty accurate. Well, now we know they're pretty accurate, and the bottom line is QLA has been infinitely more successful with infinitely more people than I had ever imagined. And the $50 billion mark, we're really closer to $1 trillion than what we've created. Now, the real question is, will you be one of the retard meatheads, mongoloid idiots, to join the super wealthy? The 80 IQ has made infinitely more than the 180 IQ. This process is difficult for lawyers, accountants, doctors, physicists. Why? Because they're taught to learn in fact patterns, and then the rest of their lives are in fact patterns. Remember, you don't incorporate till you do the deal. So up to the deal, they can go to the banks, they can go to the venture capitalists. Well, we don't need Bill. We don't like Bill anyway. He looks like a guy named grammar school teacher. We'll throw him out on his ass.
Okay, just before the deal.
Just before the deal.
Before you've incorporated capital.
Correct. Yes, sir. Right. Okay, and it happens. We had a deal about a year and a half ago. The CEO, the COO, and the CFO rolled on the kid. Stole the deal, hooked up with a Israeli VC, venture capitalist, and did an end run. Everybody understand end run? They went around him. So that the CFO was like a father to him. Don't get too chummy with these fuckers. That's why you're not bringing in, I know at least half of you are going to, I got a cousin. I got an uncle. Forget your dad. Walter, your dad's a lawyer. Fuck him. We got no room for him. Okay? I got this. I got that. And you're going to, I'm going to say no, and then you're going to go share that with your wife. Oh, he says I can't bring in your brother. Well, just like I told you not to. But you can't help yourself because you're used to it. You just, the shit comes out of your mouth. Like diarrhea comes out of your mouth. You can't help yourself. But when I tell you, and I don't like to explain guys, I keep telling you that. I don't, all the great guys that I was mentoring, nobody ever fucking explained dick to me. Oh no, what I said is, some chairman will take advantage, say they're going to be your father. Now, he's not that guy's father. I mean, he's mentoring him in business. I mean, see, you guys are mixing metaphors. You're looking for loopholes in the model that don't exist. You're looking for, because when you fail, you want to be able to hang it on something. I knew there was some reason I wasn't going to be able to do it because I'm a retard, 40 IQ moron. Your chairman should be your mentor, not your fucking father figure. Because most of your fathers were cocksuckers. Worthless pieces of shit, otherwise you wouldn't fucking be here. Of my 22 deals, when I was doing that string of deals that were a record for a long, long time, there were, 3 or 4 deals I shouldn't have done probably. But once you get an acquisition team on a roll, it's like feeding meat to a lion. I mean, they want to be fed a couple times a day. So if you're not doing at least 1 or 2 deals a month, they leave you. I'm not worried about your board leaving you. I'm more worried about the acquisition. Once you have a team and you have a team that reports up to the board that is an M&A team versus an acquisition, those are the guys that you should worry about leaving you. And they leave and they're not getting paid. Because a good M&A guy worth its salt can make a minimum, even in this, $1 or $2 million a year. Minimum. And if you're not providing the deals that support the cash bonuses to them, pro rata to that amount, they're going to leave. They will flat ass leave. If I left here the day after the seminar, I could have a board, a deal, financing, and a deal done in less than 30 days. Maybe 2 weeks. I don't like to work 20 hours a day anymore, but if I just work my normal 60, 70 hours a week, a month. Without even breaking a sweat. Just as you can. You'll be breaking a sweat though. You'll be doing, when Josh was, he had a 60-hour-a-week job, and he was doing QLA 70 hours a week. That doesn't give much room for sleep, does it? But you'll say, well, fuck, he was 17, 18. You don't need sleep when you're 17, 18. You already got a reason why you can't work 130, 40 hours a week, that you need sleep. He cut back to 3 hours a night sleep, the guy you just listened to, and then he couldn't take it. He only lasted a few weeks at 3 hours a night sleep, and so he had to go back to 4 hours. Normally, the young kids, not always, but normally, more than half of the time you pick the wrong board members in the beginning because you had an uncle or somebody and who you thought was a strong character, not character in a bad sense, but he had a strong personality. So you pick somebody to be, this kind of reminds you of your uncle. And your uncle may have showed that, but he didn't really have those leadership traits, and so then they fail you. And in the beginning, one of the biggest things for the young guys, and you're all young to me, but I mean the young guys, as illustrated, is that when they let you down, you take it too personal. I mean, it's like your older brother let you down, or your dad let you down. Well, your dads have let you down already, so we don't know. But I mean, somebody's let you down. Because when they say they're going to get it done, it's different than when somebody like me, we're going to get it fucking done, come hell or high water. And that's what you want. And that's the kind of reputation you want to build for yourself. When you guys say it's going to get done, and you tell the bankers, don't worry about it, I'll take care of it, and then you take care of it, that's where you want to be. I like to make my sales call one time. And some of you have already heard on my second meeting, my third meeting, my fourth meeting, I'm a one-time closer. I.e., when I sold real estate and I had a 94.5% close ratio, I didn't get a second chance at them. They either bought or they got off the hook. And so dating back to that, and as some of the girls from my 50th reunion would relate to my wife, I was a one-time closer in that too. It was one date. It was my way or the highway. And there was no flowers or candy or any bullshit coming. And I certainly wasn't saying, no, I'll love you in the morning. That wasn't me. And that's my personality. And taking action is my personality. As soon as we got less PC, as soon as we got that we didn't care what they said or thought about us, we got more successful. And we started doing deals. You cannot do, a lot of transactions without hurting feelings. The old saying about to make an omelet, you got to break eggs. And everybody that's ever had an omelet, there's normally some kind of eggshell in it because they can't get all the eggshell out. Collateral damage. Fred Smith, the founder of Federal Express, said, and he's similar background, similar age. He was a young Marine officer. I was a young Army officer. He said when he came back from Vietnam, as soon as he realized his mistakes, the collateral damage of his mistakes did not end up with body bags, meaning dead people, he says the rest was easy. So the worst I was ever going to do is hurt somebody's feelings, make them cry. And he built Federal Express, and he's one of the icons of business who's still running the business. I've got from teenage multimillionaires, 17, on my site, to the biggest transaction in the history of the world, $500 billion last year by one of my mentees. $500 billion with a B. Neom.
What did he do?
He convinced the Saudi government and the Jordanian government and the Egyptian government, mostly Saudi, to put up $500 billion to build the new city of the future called Neom. It's all online, and he's the CEO, Dr. Klaus Kleinfeld. I've been his mentor since 1997. So I've got from teenage multimillionaires to the biggest deal on the planet, everything in between. I've got no education, I mean literally no education, to multiple PhDs, Oxford scholars, etc. And there's no rhyme or reason, there's no real rationale why a PhD from Oxford to a guy that got out of the third grade, out of school when he was 8 or 9 years old, there's none except desire, sacrifice,